every enemy listening, get off my dick, I got bad intentions, make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance, I show you the ropes, peace in my, hey, let's see how you do under pressure, let's see how you do under pressure, a moment can live on forever, let's see how you do under pressure, let's see how you do under pressure, give them a name to remember, hey, let's see how you do under pressure, let's see how you do under pressure, a moment can live on forever.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm on Starlink and it must have just... I'm in like a forest, which is not good for Starlink. Okay. Anyways, whatever. So it just totally dropped out. Apologies, but I'm going to try to stream here for the next hour or so. So if it drops again, I'll try to go live again. Where was I even talking about? Smokey, yeah. So we were up here for a heli hiking trip with CMH. Ow. I just dropped. Just south of Golden. And we essentially got evacuated today. We were up there for basically 24 hours. And we didn't fly today because of the wildfires. And they flew us out this afternoon. So the bigger thing is that a place like Jasper National Park, literally the whole town basically burned down. The wildfire, they evacuated like a few days ago, and the wildfire actually reached the town of Jasper. And from my understanding, the whole town is gone, which is just incredibly heartbreaking. So, yeah, it's very smoky up here. There's some really bad wildfires. And that's kind of what I have for you. I mean, we were able to get up in the helicopter yesterday. We did a really cool hike, kind of got the experience of the lodge and stuff. But just for safety reasons and for sort of not stressing the personnel just in general, whether it's first responders or whatnot, we got sort of evacuated today and brought me back to the van. But there was the bad part was there was a really bad fire right where that Bobby Burns helipad was. Quite literally, the road that I parked the van on had an evacuation warning or evacuation like request last night, and my van was down there. And so it was thankfully some of the CMH guys that this morning they went down there, they tried to land the heli. The smoke was too thick, so they couldn't land. So they had to come back up, and then they were able to move my van out farther south, away from the fire. But I was very, very nervous and anxious because there was a fire burning, and there was an evacuation order for right where the van was. And it even like jumped the river, went across the highway. And the van, it's not, I don't want to say it's covered in ash, but you can tell that there was a lot of ash on the van. And I'm not going to lie, there was a moment where I thought I was going to lose the van to the wildfires. But the bigger thing is that a place like Jasper, like I keep saying, literally burnt down. People lost their homes. I don't believe there's anyone who lost their life or anything like that. So just keeping the bigger picture in mind, like, we're totally fine, and we're now we're like out of the fires. It's just obviously still super smoky, but it's been a crazy month of July, from, you know, really looking forward to the Aspen trip and breaking my hand, to then really looking forward to this. We drove 14 hours yesterday or 2 days ago to be up here for this, and then we literally got 24 hours in the lodge and we're out. So I don't know what it is, but it's been an interesting July. It's like a lot of cool stuff, our opportunities, but they just maybe they just weren't the right thing. So still have what I think is a really cool video from yesterday. I'm just not sure kind of when the right time to post it. I'm kind of still talking with CMH because, like I said, there's a lot bigger things that are going on up here. So with all that being said, I don't really know what the plan is now. We were gonna just head straight down and go to like ground. And so we're up here. We're still in Canada. We actually got a campsite. We just paid for a campsite for tonight because it was just kind of like a crazy, just a crazy morning. And like they literally like just threw all of our luggage. We had like the helicopter full of luggage. We flew so we had to fly to a different heliport because the heliport like we came out of was closed. Like the whole road was closed. It was evacuated. So we had to fly like probably, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, 30. We flew 30 minutes like way high up, just like in a cloud of smoke. It was nuts. It was a very like harrowing flight, I will say. They dropped us off at a different helipad where my van was, and then whatever. So I feel like that was a long story, but the few points are where everyone's okay. Everyone got out, but we basically got kind of evacuated from the lodge. Trip was canceled. We were there for literally not even like a full 24 hours. So we did one little hike. We got in the helicopter once. And it was a really cool experience being up at a lodge like that. So that's where I'm at. I don't really know what the next week is going to look like, whether we go to Glacier, whether we hang up here. I just feel bad for being up here, I guess, because of the fires and just all the personnel up here. Like, I don't know if I want to be another sort of person that they could potentially use their resources on. So I'm like, do I just get out of the way and just drive back south? I don't know. I don't really want to just go back to Utah because I'm in such a beautiful place, but it's also really smoky. So right now we're just chilling. And, but yeah, I was definitely very concerned about the van. Because what happened was the fire that was on the hillside where the van was parked, it was like a 15 hectare fire, and it got way worse than they expected overnight, and it went from like 15 hectares to like 130 overnight. So the plan was to move the van, and there was a few other people with cars down there at first thing in the morning, but the fire grew so much overnight that they couldn't get to the cars. And so after breakfast, they came up to me, they're like, we can't go get your van. I was like, oh my God, like I'm like checking if my insurance covers like a wildfire, because there was a part where I'm like, well, I guess the van is just like, that's how she goes. And I was thinking, okay, I guess I got to get another van then. I have like 3 months to try to build something out for winter. That's like how deep I was into it. I was like kind of accepting the fate of the van, but it all worked out. Just no heli hiking trip for now. We got airlifted out of the backcountry, and they managed to save about half the town. The firefighters did one of a hell job to managing. Oh wow, good to know, Brandon. You were up there in Jasper, Brandon, if I'm understanding that correctly. And they did save half the town. Quite the adventure, yeah. This whole month has just been like I don't know. So that's why I wanted to jump on live, because I haven't posted a video. But I had this whole heli trip, like I had this whole thing lined up, right? And now it's kind of like, I don't know what is really going to come of it, because just trying to be sensitive to the greater issue. So, I think that makes, but it was a really fun day yesterday. Really cool to be in a helicopter. Really cool to be in like high alpine stuff in the summertime like that. It just put, I don't know what comes of it. So I'm trying to kind of make the most of this situation. Do we go over to Banff? I don't know. You guys get it. I'll figure it out. So, Tara and I, we got some tacos. We're gonna make some tacos later. But it's like, it is cold where we are right now. Like, there's another campsite. They're like in full winter gear, beanie. It was like raining. It's cold. Still an adventure, that's right. What up, Drew? Checking in from Solitude. What's up, Mother? Glad Luna and you were both okay. Yeah, we're good, Mom. We made it out. But it was that was definitely the gnarliest helicopter flight I've ever had. Not that I've been on a ton of helicopter flights, but just flying through, like, yeah, the smoke and head down to Washington, go to Rainier again, or the Tetons. I don't love the Washington idea because I think there's still a lot of fires out there, and but less smoke in Banff. That's what we saw too. I just don't know if it's like because Jasper's closed. I don't know. I just don't know if like people in Jasper need to use Banff as their stays and stuff like that. So I don't. Part of me doesn't want to clog up Banff, I guess. Chris, thank you for the $19.99, man. Fuel fund. Yeah, spent a lot in fuel to get up here, but Luna's cranking. I'm glad Luna's okay. I felt so bad that she was down here in the smoke, but at least we have a nice campsite. I don't know. We rarely ever pay for a campsite, but for some reason I was just like, I'd rather pay for one and just have a nice sleep. What's up, Connor? Thank you for the 29 months, man. Tara's still having a good time, I hope. Are you? She is. Tara's a trooper. Especially because I have 1.5 hands, so. East of the fire in the backcountry, had no clue until we got some sat communication. 10 of us, took them 2 trips to get us out. Managed to save a big portion of town. If you have a chance to explore Banff, do it. Smoke is fine down here. And still just as busy. He's saying Banff is fine. What do you say? You want to go? What's up, Todd? What's up, Chris? Thanks for stopping by, dude. Hand is healing up. Still have our little claw system, but it's alright. It's more or less just really dry. I gotta take this off, rewrap it, put some lotion on it. I think that's the game plan. I think Banff might be the move. Yeah, it's probably worth the shot at least. Banff to Glacier would still be pretty rad. I want to be optimistic that the worst of it is kind of over with the rain and the colder temperatures, but I'm also no fire expert by any means. But it's a lot of driving though. Yeah. We're not too far from Banff where we are actually right now though. And yeah, it'll still pale in comparison to the shit we left what, 4 a.m. on Tuesday, and we got up to our campsite. It was probably 7 p.m. by the time we settled down. So just Canada is just gnarly. Like, it doesn't matter what season it is, there's just something about British Columbia stuff that's just like, it's kind of next level stuff. So I was really excited to be up here, but obviously it just wasn't the right time. But I'm glad that they were able to save some of Jasper. I guess I was under some of the stuff that I've seen, like I don't know, like the buildings are just, they're just not there anymore. So somehow they must have been able to sort of curtail that. Todd, I think you can only donate if you're on a desktop, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but, or like, yeah. But there should be like a little dollar sign icon like next to the chat button, I think. And then you could do like a super chat or something. But did Veilmount get affected? I don't know. 5. Oh, I see where it is. I don't really know, man. I think a lot of the fires were a little bit east of that, of where that is. If you guys, you know, I'm right. I was closer to Golden, British Columbia, which is where Kicking Horse is, in the main, in like the Highway 1, which runs east to west in Canada. You know, you can get to Revelstoke that way. You can get over to Banff, and there was an evacuation order or alert, whatever alert for Golden, meaning kind of be ready. It's not, we're not ordering you to leave yet, but so just to give you guys an idea of kind of, you know, Kicking Horse, I think, closed down today to give first responders and stuff, you know, more room or whatever. So that's kind of where the fire is. It's one of them. And then obviously the Jasper fire, which is north. So a lot of people got evacuated to Veilmount. When was your originally scheduled time to head back to Utah? We were going to Bear Lake in Utah, like the Utah-Idaho border, next Friday. Tara's doing like a family trip there, so we were going to kind of finish the trip off there. That was the original plan. It was like, do this heli hiking trip, go see Banff for a few days, go see Glacier, and then go to Bear Lake. So kind of like next weekend. So we basically have a week to kind of kill. And I don't want to just drive back to Utah necessarily, but I also feel like I was getting a headache. Like, I feel like I woke up in the middle of the night with like this acid reflux from all the smoke. Like, I appreciate you guys come by another stream. As I kind of mentioned before, I haven't posted a video in a little while, and I was planning on posting this heli hiking stuff, and now it's kind of a weird predicament of, you know, of how to show it with the larger stuff going on. So hadn't listened before coming in. Glad your OK Loon wasn't damaged. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. We got the guy I work with at CMH. He mentioned it Monday night. He was like, a fire just broke out in Jasper, just to give you a heads up. And we actually had people who were supposed to go to a CMH lodge in Jasper. I think it's called the Caribous, and they got transitioned. And they got pivoted and put over at the Bobby Burns Lodge where we were. So but all driving up on Tuesday, it was just thick smoke. And it was kind of eerie because it was like, we're driving into this smoke. Montana was really bad, to be honest, and the worst part, though, is when we pulled down the road to go to the helipad. We had to meet him at 9 a.m. We pulled down the road, and right up on the hillside, you can see a fire. Just like, you can see the flames, the thick smoke, and we're like, holy shit, that's a wildfire, like, right up the hillside. And I parked my car there. I was like, or the van. And we were like, are we sure like it's okay to leave this here? Because there's literally a fire. Like, you can see the fire right there. And they're like, oh, yeah, it should be fine. Like, yeah, there was an evac alert of like, be ready. And like literally within 24 hours, it all changed. That's how quick it went. So, anyways, just glad it all worked out. So, they just let it burn. That's the thing though, too, Chin, is that it's so dense here, the forest and the trees. It's like, it's just trees and shit forever. Like they do so much logging up here, right? So it's just like. That's what, and like it was so freaking hot up here. It was windy. I mean, it was just a perfect storm, but I'm pretty sure forest fires and stuff, like it's part of the natural forestation process. It just sucks because a lot of people usually are in the way, but traditionally forests need to kind of burn and reburn or whatever it is. You know, it makes it tough when it's in communities like this. But I think most of them were all caused by lightning strikes. I think there was a few that might have been caused by campfires, unfortunately, but I think these ones were caused just by lightning, so. Yeah, Glacier definitely is. That we're definitely going to stop by Glacier. But, you know, Glacier requires reservations before 6 a.m. or, you know, so. But this is such a beautiful corner of North America that it's hard to not spend some time in it. So we'll definitely hit up Glacier. I think you guys are convincing me to hit up Banff more and more. At least try it. What's up, Ben? How's the stream been? It's been pretty good. We had the first stream kind of dropped randomly, but we are literally we're in a designated campground, which is nice, but there's a lot of trees around us, so the Starlink doesn't necessarily work that good, but just tell your story. CMH took care of you guys and made sure it was a safe experience for everyone. Props. Yeah. No doubt. They were very professional with how they handled it, and I got to talk to Rylan, the guy I kind of communicate with, because it's real. I mean, that's kind of what the whole channel is about, you know? I mean, I don't think anyone is. None of us are being ignorant to the effects of helicopters and stuff like that. But we're still, you know. Yeah, just a really unfortunate situation. I never thought I would have been interlodged on a summer trip. It was almost like avi danger was so high, tons of snow, and you can't leave the lodge. Like we were literally kind of stuck in the lodge today, so. I was stressed, man. Yeah, I was stressed for sure. It was more or less the fact that I was like helpless with it, and I didn't know, right? Like I had no. Tara was like, "Oh, you should set up a camera down here," you know, and it was like, I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know if the van was like burnt and they just weren't telling me, and I couldn't do anything. So the reflux can be from the smoke. Yeah, we'll check out Yoho for sure. Yoho, Lake Louise. I mean, Tara's never been, so it's like you gotta show someone who's never seen that area. But I just know the crowds are gonna be insane. Can you give us an update on auto racing? Now you want to race me. I couldn't find Joe on any of the grid lists. So Joe did a series called GT America, which is GT4 cars and GT3 cars, and just bronze drivers only. So it's really a spot for, the lesser experience. They tend to be a little bit older guys race, and it's just a 40-minute sprint race. So he did something called GT America in the GT4 class. Saturday was a complete washout. It rained right as we were on grid, so we decided not to go out. So he didn't do race 1. And then Sunday he did the second race. He finished last in his class, but was honestly doing pretty good and running with a lot of the guys in the pack. He was, for his first weekend in the car, he was running the same times as those other people. So I think it was a successful first weekend in the car, but that is why you might not have been able to find Joe. He was doing GT4 America. GT America, I mean. Will you ever try Whistler Bike Park? I honestly had a plan to go up there this year. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't know if I should just stick to skiing, and next summer I just plan to like go to New Zealand and ski. It just sucks, man. Like this is not something I want to have happen. As I said with skiing, like injuries are probably the worst thing that can happen for me, because I just, you know, it makes it hard to, all my whole content is built around some sort of activity, you know. So, yeah. I don't feel like I'm ready for Whistler Bike Park, to be honest. But crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I've only been to Yoho National Park once. I didn't really move much out of the lodge, or that, like, the main area. You're not starving. Not too early, David. That'd be cool. Curious to see where they do all the venues. I heard Snow Basin is confirmed for a lot of the downhill stuff. But we kind of knew that was going to happen once they started talking about the bid. It just feels like 2034 is so far away. I'm going to be 40 when that happens. Ugh. Holy rock. Actually, I'm not excited, because that means when the Olympics do come, I'm going to be completely done. 40. PC for a lot of the freestyle stuff and halfpipe, yeah. Yep. I'm sure moguls and stuff will be at Deer Valley. Moguls and aerials. They might do like, I wonder what they'll do at like Solitude. They did snowboard cross there for the FIS stuff. That's probably it. And they obviously have like the speed skating and stuff. It is so far away, but the announcement was exciting. And then, yeah, that is a decade. Yeah. I biked to and from work yesterday. Hell yeah, Eric. How far is work for you? What's up, Matthew? Completely done at 40. What kind of gear do you use for biking? Helmet, I use a Liat. I don't know the exact model. Crank Brothers pedal or shoes. Yeah, I feel like I did not get a lot of biking in. Like I made like 5 or 6 biking videos and then oink. At 40 you may slow down, but you won't even be close to done. Yeah, I guess. Maybe we'll still be doing weekly live streams. Talking about how good we were 10 years. 13 miles one way. Damn, Eric. That's solid. That's super solid. Papa Joe still rips. 40 is nothing. Sure, Joe is water ramping today. He's psychotic. What up, Bon? He'll be washed up by then. Chin. Yeah. Chin is mean. Riker the Striker headed to Deer Valley tomorrow. Also, do you have a video on your GoPro settings? I do not have... Man. Any plans to hit a Revelstoke this winter? I'll definitely be in Revelstoke this winter for sure, Joseph. I plan on spending a lot of time again up here in the winter time between Revy and Kicking Horse. For sure, it's just such a sick area for skiing. So I don't know when that is, but yeah, would love to be back up here for some skiing. Probably not till later in the year, February again. But yeah, Revy's one of those places that you gotta, once you go to, you want to keep going back to. You have a long way to go to catch me, and I'm not done. You're an inspiration, Jerry, seriously. If I could still be skiing at, 60, 70 years old, that would be a success. My butt hurts. You gotta get a nice pair of bibs, spandex with good pad in them. What's up, Rylan? What are the temps outside right now? Is that why it's not telling you? It says massive wildfire erupts in California. Temps are 54 right now.
That's pretty good. Humidity's 38.
Overnight 46. The dew point is 39.
Said it was 38.
Rev in late February. Yeah, it could be, Joseph. Late February, because I think we'll have the Stoke Squad meetup like early March again, so late February might not be there, but I also have no idea what to expect for this coming winter. Mark, what's up, man? With the 15 Get Well Soon fund. Missing the squad. Hope everyone's doing okay. Good to see you, Mark. We're hanging in there. We're up in Canada right now. Thank you for the 15, dude. $39 dew point. Wow, it's dry. They're gonna watch the Canadian Open downhill this Sunday. I don't know, Rylan. Wasn't really aware of that, but I don't know. I'll probably watch the F1 race on Sunday, but I'm not sure if I'll watch the downhill. What's up, DC? Late February meetup. We need a legit Utah POW day. Yeah. I mean, I'm down. I don't think you can go wrong with like Bluebird days either, though, for those big meetups. Like, and I think with the varying skill level and like 40 people, a real POW day would be pretty hectic. But if there's a way to schedule a, you know, Stoke Squad meetup that's for members, that's a little bit smaller of a group, maybe that works. But two years ago we had a good POW day at Solitude for the meetup. Yeah, we were in Virginia, Mark. We made it down there. We were there last week. It's pretty good. It was hot and then it rained. But I didn't drive with my hand, but Joe drove the new M4. Might be open to pushing it back, especially if there's a Stoke Squad meetup. The Stoke Squad meetup would be in Utah. I don't think I would do a meetup in Revelstoke, but I also want to I want to do something new and different. I think depending on the travel schedule, you know, hosting more of a meetup or like a local ski day where, you know, I could meet up with a local or a group of locals and they, yeah, just rip me around the mountain. I think it would be kind of a cool series. Just got done riding Trestle in Colorado. We're on a 2-week vacation out here, riding Copper Mountain again tomorrow. Nice, OnlySens. Trestle was one of those places I wanted to get to this year, but I don't think that'll happen. I might be cursed with Colorado mountain biking from Aspen, but be safe, man. Enjoy it. 2-week vacay. Unfortunately, I'm out for, I don't know, might be out for the rest of the year just because once it gets to like September, I probably won't mountain bike at all so I don't hurt myself before ski season, but yeah, I want to give myself, I'm okay with getting hurt now because I will be better by ski season, but I don't want to be biking, you know, end of September and I break a couple so people can, you know, schedule flights and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm down to do a last week. Heard Angel Fire is pretty rad. How long till the hand is healed? I get the pins out August 12th. Because like I mentioned earlier, like if I were to unwrap this, you would see two metal like hooks coming out of my hand. So it's feeling better for sure. I can feel it. It's definitely getting better, but it obviously just takes some time for the bones to heal. But I'm expected to drive Road America that week, and you know, I may be stupidly optimistic, but I'm hoping once they take the pins out, I will kind of be 80%, and then by the end of, like, in September, I hope to be kind of back to 100%. So I'm glad that I'm not going to have hardware in my hand and that it's getting removed and stuff, but yeah, I want to make sure it heals properly. The thing that's going to take time is that sort of extension. You know, that's where it really hurt. That sounds stupidly optimistic. No, I haven't been in pain in like a week, to be honest. Like, I'll hurt it because I won't really notice it, and then I'll like do something and I'll like kind of jam it. And I'm like, oh, that hurts. But yeah, I'm not in like any pain. Yeah, they say they heal really quickly. You okay? But yeah, it could be stupidly optimistic, Chin. I mean, I'm not expecting like, oh my god, it's like 6 months later and I'm still like trying to get my pinky better. Like, I think once I'm able to move it around, you know, it'll just take some time to get the strength back and grip strength. But yeah, I'm in no pain with it. I move it around in this little cast. So DC 29 months, love you, dude. Get better soon. Thank you, man. Good to see you. It's we're hanging in there. Could have been a lot worse. Healing up. I'm just more bummed on all the shit that I missed out on. Like, that's the hardest part about being injured. It's just like, I wanted to ride my bike the other day. Really can't ride my bike yet. You know, like, just, it sucks. I'm not good at being injured at all. Don't tell me about talking about New Zealand. I mean, it seriously got me thinking, Chris. I was like, man, is it because the honest truth about the mountain biking is it's been nice to help grow the channel. I will grow a little bit from the videos. That's all. I mean, I'm just overthinking it because I just am depressed because of my hand. But I'm like, is it really worth it? Did you see the fireworks? Yeah, I don't know why I just randomly got fireworks. The PT club. Yeah, young folk heal fast. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I would say recovery time. What did the Aspen doctor say? 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Remember? It's not like it's really not a crazy break, or crazy injury.
Surgeon said you should be pretty good once the pins come out.
Yeah. Yeah, they said once the pins are out, they basically like,
Send you on your way.
yeah, they're like, you know, good luck with everything. They're like, I wouldn't necessarily recommend, like, I don't want to fall on it, you know, right away. That wouldn't be good. You know, so I'm not saying I'm going to get back on the downhill bike and just start smashing downhill laps, but I want to get back to lifting weights and getting, you know, I did lift the other day with squatting. I was able to put the bar just like in here, so that was nice. I want to ride the road bike. Be a little stiff at first, but feel good to move it. Yeah. I agree, Paul. That's how it was. Just more disbelief, you know? It was more just like, holy shit, I broke my finger, you know? That was the hardest part of it. Like, is there not a... Like, let me do it over again. I swear I won't fall this time. I need like a rewind. Why is this dude running? Is this kid missing? He just sprinted somewhere. Is that drinkable water right there? Do you know?
It is for him.
You should probably fill up water.
You just leave the child.
I don't know where the child is.
Oh, he's running. That's why he's running. The child is unattended.
Will it affect next winter? It will not affect next winter, Unugi. But that was why I decided to have surgery. Like, I don't know if it was... One, I don't know if, you know, I'm not going to assume everyone watched the video from it, but I didn't have to have surgery, right? There's only a one requirement where you have to have surgery for an injury like this, and that's like if you bend it and your pinky is like crosses underneath your ring finger. That's when they're like, okay, you have to have surgery. Mine wasn't like that. However, it was angled pretty well. I did smash the shit out of it, but I didn't have to have surgery. However, if I didn't, it would have, you know, I would have had a messed up knuckle, and they said you would feel your knuckle when you make a fist. So I got surgery because I know I have to grip a ski pole for the next foreseeable years of my life. And so getting surgery, you know, they popped it back in place and then put metal through the bone so it heals right where it's supposed to. So there shouldn't be an issue with the winter season. But one of the things on my mind was being able to grip a ski pole, you know, and not having that be affected. So stop bragging on 40. It's the new 30 anyway. Oh man. Yeah, you guys are right. I'm feeling better overall. I just was down because it was like, I feel like I was having such a good little summer with road biking, mountain biking, and then I was like, nope, rug pull. Just like, I don't know.
Did you make that up?
Rug pull. At 54, mosquito bites take longer than 4 to 6 weeks to heal. Yeah, I'm just trusting my body. I mean, I like to think I'm in pretty good shape, and I'm just, you know, I'm letting my body do its thing, sending all those blood cells over there and all that, and we'll be good. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. But it's also maybe low-key a blessing because this heli trip had like via ferratas where you're like kind of climbing and like hanging on stuff, and they were like, we don't know if you're gonna be able to do it. And I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know if... What? Yeah, I was gonna try it. I know you're not a big fan of East Coast skiing, but you should come check out Sugarloaf in Maine. I mean, we got some work to do, but the deal is if I ever hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm taking Luna and we're driving east. 33-hour road trip, which is nuts. Doing 14 hours and thinking I would have a 33-hour drive. So yeah. Share the channel with a friend. Tell them to subscribe. At 100,000, we go east. Could happen this year, but that would be it'd have to be a pretty solid year to grow 30,000 people. It's all worth it. Chin, are you saying that downhill biking is worth it? Dude is a legit race car driver through and through. Adrenaline, sports 110%. Injuries are just part of the game. Yeah, they are. And the reality is I've really gotten lucky just over the years with skiing and stuff and not getting injured. So yes, this is some of the dues I gotta pay, but good skiers don't need poles anyways. That's true. I don't really need poles. This is my selfie hand though. This is my selfie pole that I use. I can't selfie ski as well with my left. Yeah, I'm really a right-handed selfie skier.
And then you'd only be able to promote Zipline's goggles if you.
No, I'm gonna go poles. I don't like no poles. How'd you do with anesthesia? I think I did pretty well with that. I didn't get sick or anything. I don't think I had any crazy over-the-top reactions on either end. I wasn't like, didn't get really sick, didn't, you know, I don't feel like I was super loopy and out of it. So I thought the anesthesiologist did great. I just, yeah, thought they were gonna give me a warning. I just was like dead, and then I woke back up. It was definitely crazy though. I've never been put under like that. Bad luck comes in threes. Chin keeps saying that. I don't know what he's referring to.
Knock it off with that, because you know what our 3 was? Tell Chin our last bad thing was having no cilantro at the grocery store.
Oh. That was our last bad thing.
Let's put an end to our. We're waiting for another bad thing to happen, Chin.
Tara's saying we already had a third bad thing. They didn't have cilantro at the grocery store today. So our tacos are cilantro-less.
That's horrible.
It's horrible. I'm not including the Midwest in that trip, Chin. We set a different goal for that. We set $250,000 and we'll do the Midwest. I probably won't do any more park skiing, Rylan. I'm not really a park skier. Short of my... If a park is in my way on my way down, maybe I'll ski through it, but I'm not really a park skier, man. Was skiing worth it for Schumacher? I don't know. Maybe if he... Maybe he'd tell you no. Nah, it's worth it. It's so fun. I don't know. I feel like I was really starting to groove with mountain biking, but it's the way it goes, right? You feel good on something, then just the last thing I wanted to do was get injured. The last thing I want to do is get injured on a warm-up lap. The last thing I want to do is get injured on a warm-up lap when I was there to do work for a company. Tara is the van princess. Trip officially ruined with no cilantro.
I'm just trying to mark that 3 off the list that he keeps talking about.
I was at Snowmass the weekend after and rode down Viking. What do you think happened that caused your fall? Yeah, really what happened was I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest, because I remember looking up at that time. And if you see like my front tire, I just basically washed out. I just rode through some really soft, loose dirt at the top of the berm. And the tire just gave out. I wasn't staying in the kind of really in the trail. I just got up high on the berm. And the dirt just crumbled and the tire went. And there we go. So I didn't hit a root or anything. I think the bigger thing was the way I fell. My hand, I think my hand might have hit a rock or something, and it just wasn't, right? Because it wasn't a big fall. We all know that. It was a very mellow fall. I had a bigger fall in Jackson Hole, kind of going over the bars, fucking into the bushes, and I walked away from that fine. So... Last thing you want to happen is injury. You're doing the wrong things. Maybe makeup tutorials. Very true. I just don't have the same fear of injury when I'm skiing that I do when I'm biking. It's raining again. It's dumb how it happens, just like how you tend to fall on a catwalk. That's how I fell biking. Oh. Yeah, biking is very much, you have a ton of grip until you don't, you know? The impact thing we looked at hard 6 that broke it though, yeah. Yeah. I knew I really hurt it though. Like you know how your body just knows when you did something bad. I was like, this is no bueno. And then when I got nauseous, I was like, yeah, this is definitely messed up. It started swelling up right away. That's how I really knew it was messed up. Aspen Snowmass, if that even counts. I'm not even gonna say that counts. I looked at the trails. I would say I'd probably have to. All right. It started raining again, so I don't know if that's gonna mess up our Starlink, but we're probably gonna wrap up the stream soon, anyways. Sarah wants her tacos. Gotta try to fall on your bike more. Yeah, that's true, Chin. Knowing how to fall is really important. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. If I didn't try to put my hand down, it probably would have been better. But then it's like you take the brunt of it. Cutting out for like 30 seconds at times. At a time. I'm honestly surprised Starlink is even working. There you go, sprinting away again.
Well, now it's raining.
Did you get it? Did you get it? Eater. Yeah. That means it's time to wrap it up, Chin. But I guess just to give a recap, I came up to Canada for a heli hiking trip with CMH at the Bobby Burns Lodge, which is where you take a helicopter back a little bit, so they get you back up into the high alpine, and then you hike from there. Long story short, there's a ton of wildfires up here, and we got kind of evacuated today. We kind of got told the trip was canceled, and they flew us out. And so that's kind of not happening anymore. My van at the time was located in a spot where the fire broke out, so all last night and into this morning, I was worried that the van was going to burn up, and I was going to lose Luna. But they moved the van down to a different helipad. We had like a 30-minute flight out. So, yeah, we're in Canada for a little bit. When's the vid coming? I don't know. I got to talk to CMH about what they want me to do. If I can just post it, kind of business as usual, which is what I would like to do because the videos would make sense if that happened. So I think perfect world, the video could come out either this weekend or Monday, but they did tell me to hold off until some things settle down. So Favorite bike park is Deer Valley, man. What? All the Canada smokes down here in Colorado. Right, Terry, do you have any last words?
Yeah, tell them we did a little exercise class.
Yeah, Tara and I did our first exercise class together.
Outside of like.
Phone call. All right, guys, that's it. I will see you guys later, Chin. Thanks for chatting. Eric, good to see you. Bon, only sends. Always be carving. Ryland, DC. I'll see you guys when I see you. Hopefully soon.